The content of this presentation will be the following: first, the introduction; second, history of Cebu; third, pronunciation and articulation. But first, allow me to introduce myself to each and everyone, especially to you, Miss Batulan. My name is Razel Maydi Flores. Come learn with me as I introduce to you a brief history of Cebu. Long time ago, Cebu is called Zubu or Subu before the Spanish colonialization. Long before that, Cebu was already the center of trade of what is now the southern Philippines, dealing with traders from China, Malaysia, Japan, India, Burma, and other parts of Asia. Colon Street is considered as the center of trade before up until today. Cebu already had an organized social structure before the Spaniards came, with small groups headed by a Datu serve as a leader. A sample image of a Datu. Aside from the Datu, there were three men called Timawa and then the Olipon. Spanish reports called the rule of an Olipon as dependent rather than a slave, because of the absence of violence and harshness notable in European slavery. So this is the picture of a Timawa. In 1521, Ferdinand Magellan and his troops arrived in Cebu, were warmly welcomed by Raja Humabon's community, which converted to Christianity. So Ferdinand Magellan is an explorer, and he discovered Cebu and planned to visit here, which he was welcomed by Raja Humabon and his wife Queen Juana. Magellan also offered a small sculpture of a Jesus Christ to Queen Juana, the wife of Raja Humabon. But Magellan was not received well at the island of Mactan, where he was slain by a local chieftain, Lapu-Lapu, the start of war between Ferdinand Magellan and Lapu-Lapu. The warrior of Lapu-Lapu, a native chieftain of Mactan, overpowered and defeated a Spanish force fighting for Raja Humabon of Cebu. Under the command of Ferdinand Magellan, was killed in the battle. The Battle of Mactan was a historical event that took place 6 centuries ago, in April 27, 1521. Cebu remained free until Manuel Lopez de Legazpi arrived in 1566. It was then the start of transformation of Cebu civilization under the Spanish regime. Catholic churches were built. Priests ruled communities alongside civil leaders. Watchtowers were scattered along the island to guard against Moro raids. After that, propaganda abuses of Spaniards was done, and the Philippine Revolution began. Let's now proceed to my assigned topic, which is the pronunciation and articulation. Pronunciation refers to ability to use the correct stress, rhythm, and intonation of a word in a spoken language. A word may be spoken in different ways by various individuals or group, depending on many factors include the area in which you grew up, the area in which you live now, whether you have a speech or voice disorder, or your ethical group, your socio-economic class, or your education. So pronunciation is how we speak or say the language and how we fluently speak the words. Pronunciation is the varying set of efforts and style used within your speech, such as cadence, accent, and tone. And it involves the choices or habits that you've made or created along the way as to how you phonemes, your letter, your vowels, your words and your sentence actually sound. Here are some tips for speakers. So, the first one, listen to the recording of different people you admire to check the pronunciation. So, for example, natay mga gi-idolize na mga Korean stars, baron mga K-pop, and of course, kaning lain ang ilahang language na use, which is Korean. So, kita, as admirer, ma-curious ta og giunsa nila pag pronounce ang ilahang words. Maunang kitang mga kaning diehard fan aning mga Korean or kanang mga watcher og mga K-dramas, kaning eager kita nga maka-learn sa ilahang nga language ug ang proper way na pag-pronounce sa ilahan na kaning words na gigamit. The second, you can connect to one of the online dictionaries which has an audio of the preferred pronunciation if you are unsure. So example ikaw tour guide ka niya kaning you have a tourist from other places or other country niya kaning pinita nagbid sila goodbye nimo sa ilahang language. So ma-curious ka and imo na silang i-search baron para imong ma-assure ang giunsa to nila pag speak ang kato siya nga language na ilang use so that if maka-encounter ka same ra gyapon nga tourist kabalo na ka ug makasabot na pud ka nila. So the third one, you can download an app for your cell phone or tablets so you have it readily available to check the pronunciation and meaning of the word. So, ato gyapon ni siyang i-relate sa tour guiding or sa tourism industry kay if kita mga tour guide mo accommodate ta og mga kaning guests nya kaning naa sila'y kaning concerns baron about sa ilahan na kaning gi-avail diha or mga rooms baron for example, kailangan kaning naatay mga dapat ready ta og naatay mga kaning cellphones or tablets baron na kaning madali-dali na kuha para atong ma-search ang ilang kaning buot na pasabot kay naiuban nga dili baya tanan fluent sa English. So naadjay uban especially mga Korean, mga Japanese, mga Chinese. So we have to ready our gadgets so that ma-search nato ang ilahang buot pasabot. Ug aron sad masabtan nato sila ug makasabot sad sila nato kay as a tour guide kita man mo'y kaning mo adjust para nila kay sila man ang mga tourists so we have to be hospitable. If you are using a non-English word, you can also use Google's Translate function with an audio pronunciation guide with that translator. So, yeah, mao ni siya. Gamit kayo ang Google nato kay if natay mga pintan mag-read taron og mga books and natay mga unfamiliar nga mga words. Yeah, curious ta on how it properly pronounced so that ato na silang i-search so that can able to find out how it will how it will properly pronounce. If you spell the word differently than the other users, you may also pronounce the word differently. Check to determine if the word is pronounced as it's spelled. There are 44 sounds in English, but over 500 spelling for the different sound. Because na-notice ninyo na yung mga words na same sila og spelling but different in ilahang sound. So, malahi pod ang kaning meaning nila. So, dili sila similar. You may want to practice reading a story or article aloud with a learning partner or tutor to check your pronunciation. So, as we read books, it is important that we practice reading the story aloud because we can able to speak the word we can able to know how to pronounce the word clearly. So if ato'y practice, makabalo ta dayon. Next is the articulation. Articulation is the process of producing distinct sound. It is the manner by which a speaker utters the vowels and the consonants. Use of tongue, lips, jaw, and other speech organ to make a sound. Often the concept is only used for the production of consonants. Good articulation is one of the characteristics of a good speaker. The best way to improve articulation is to record one's voice and listen carefully and critically. So, kining articulators kay mo ni siya ang use of your articulators. So, ang mga articulators nato kay ang tongue, lips, jaw, ang atong teeth, atong breath, all of which mold and shape your speech accordingly. So, here are the tips for speakers. Practice to make sure you are not substituting or omitting sound when you say a word, or adding sound such as necessity for necessity. So kailangan yun na if mo speak ta, ma-emphasize ang movement sa ato nga mga articulators so that dili nato ma-speak ang mga words wrongly. O if kita manggod, if we can speak the word no fluently kay nice gyud siya paminawon kay and also pay particular attention to common sound step substitution such as T for th, so that you don't say thin for thin and D for th, so that you don't say then for then. Mao ni siya kaning sometimes kaning mabulol man jud tano sa mga kaning pag-pronounce nato sa mga words. So kailangan nato na praktison pa jud ang ato ang the way we speak the words. Kay important po na siya sa trabaho nato soon. For example, mag-tour guide ta. It is important kay we'll be meeting lots of people from different countries. So it will sound professional for us. That we can able to speak the words fluently and clearly for them. Practice reading and recording passage with the problem sound. Listen to the practice recording with a learning partner or a tutor. So the more na eager ta nga maka-learn no og ma-improve yun ang atuang the way we speak, kailangan ta mohimo og mga ways on how we can able to improve our the way we speak. So mao ni siya mag-practice ba karon og recording so that you can able to hear your voice og imong ma-determine og asa ka na sayop og asa ka sakto so that next time mabuhat na nimo siya in correct way. So di ay ang pronunciation kay it's how we say the language and how we speak clearly, while the articulation mo ni siya ang use sa imong mga articulators on how you will properly kaning adjust or move ang imuhang mga articulators para maka-speak ka o maka-make ka og correct sound. And that's all. Thank you.